Good morning, everyone, and how are you today? I am going to do a little bit of a kickoff for Linda Z's. She's going to come in a couple minutes from now, and she's going to tell you a little bit more techniques on how to do some hooping for embroidery. But guess what I'm standing in front of? Spring is in the air, everyone. We just got these delivered in. We have 10 needle embroidery multi-needle machines that just came in. They are here for an event that is happening tomorrow and Saturday, and you too can take advantage of this event. There are a few seats left. We just wanted to let you know that because these machines are really hard to find and we've got them. So I just wanted to let you know that we have some financing that's available for you right now. If you've been thinking about a multi-needle sewing machine, a multi-needle embroidery machine, excuse me, from Brother, this is the time to come in and check it out. So the event is going to be tomorrow and Saturday, and we're going to be teaching you how to create based on multi-needle embroidery machines, and then there'll be all kinds of tips and tricks on how to use the machine itself. So hesitating about it, come on in. If you can't make it to the event, you can also give us a call, let us know. You could possibly take advantage of the special pricing that's going to be happening in the packages that are going to be happening during our event this weekend. So please give us a call, and Linda, take it away.
Hello everyone, it's Linda from Linda Z's in Arlington Heights, and today our morning coffee at 8 o'clock, we're going to start with another video with hooping. And I hope this one is really good for those of you that are brand new to either hooping to do clothing or hooping to do quilting. Maybe you want to do a label and you're not quite sure how to do it, and it should really be done in the hoop to have it done right. So I'm going to do the simple, easy way to do what I consider the best and simplest way for a beginner to do real quick and easy embroidery. Now, I have in front of me a perfect stick, which is a stabilizer. I have a couple of hoops. I'm going to actually show you the way I put this on this little heart onto the garment. Now, this is not a hard to get into area. I could have actually used my regular woven fabrics, but the perfect stick is so quick and so easy that I want to show you how fast it is. I just unrolled a new roll. I always like to have, and there's going to be a stabilizer that's going to go into the hoop. And if you've seen some of my other videos, you'll know there's always two, and I know that sounds kind of crazy to say that, but hooping does entail an outer hoop, which is the under hoop, which is the bottom, and then an inner hoop, which is the one that's going to go on top. Now, this is going to be very different from what we've done in some of the other videos because this is using a stabilizer that I'm going to score, and I'm going to stick the fabric to it. So I'm not going to actually hoop the fabric. What I'm going to hoop is the stabilizer, and I want you to see how to do that because I think that's a real important thing. I do have a rotary cutter that I use just for paper, so I know some of you are going, oh my gosh, she uses her good rotary cutter for that. I do have an extra one that really is great for that. You probably heard me talk about how I do like to have quite a bit of margin, at least a couple of inches around the hoop, because then when you're doing that, it's so much easier for you to get a, you know, when you're putting it into the hoop, it's just much easier. If you're trying to get it in and half of it's in and half of it isn't, it's really going to create havoc for you, and especially when you're new and you're just getting used to all of this. So I don't need the whole part. I'll go ahead and cut a little bit more off, and again, I'm going to take and there's various companies. This happens to be Floriani. We have OESD that has this great product too. I just want to make sure I've got enough around the outside, especially like I said, when you're new. Don't skimp on your stabilizer because, and you don't have to line it up as if you are doing a piece of woven fabric. You don't have to worry about the grain line on this. Now, this is a shiny fabric on one side and kind of a smooth fabric on the back. And that shiny part is going to be what you're going to see up. I'm going to I'm going to unloosen this hoop just a little bit, and I'm going over the stabilizer. And then this is the inner hoop that will go inside. Okay, now that's fine. I do have a little bit on the outside, but I'm going to redo it again. I don't know if you can see that real easy. Now watch again, because I want a little bit more sticking out on either side of the hoop. It's just easier for you to place your garment when you've got it. And I know I've got the right hoop in there, the right amount of tension on the hoop, because it's really a little bit harder to get into. Now, I want to point something out here. Do you see all these ripples around here, how they're gathered? That's okay. That's not fabric, that's stabilizer, and that's not going to be on your fabric. However, I am going to do my SAM driver, or any kind of a screwdriver you have, and give it another, maybe 1 or 2 turns, just to make sure it's in there real nice and tight. Then I want to look to the back, and I want to make sure that I push that up as far as I can. See these little clips here? They're holding the hoop in there so that they are not going to go through. It's just going to be at the right place. You can hear it's almost a little drummy, but not too tight. If I had it too tight, can you tell me what it would look like on here on the inside? Those of you that have done this before know what I'm talking. You'd have all kinds of ripples around here. It's fine for the ripples on the outside, but you don't want that on the inside. You want it to be nice and smooth. Now you're going to take a little stiletto, or maybe a little seam ripper, and we're just going to go across and across. I actually want to show you how I do it with the seam ripper. So you take, these are wonderful little seam rippers, by the way. When you do make a mistake, very seldom do we do it. It's a learning experience, right? You can take your threads when you click them out and do this little thing, and they'll all come to the top. It's so easy to get. But I go from one corner to the next, and again, this is something with pressure that you'll learn about how much pressure to give it. And right in the corner, do you see where the little point is? You're going to bring that all the way up. You're going to bring it around. You're going to do the same thing with the next one. Start in the center. Bring it around. You've probably seen me do this on many different types of embroidery in the past. I do it on my quilts. I do it with my table runners. I do it with a garment that I want to stick. And if I want to be able to do this very quickly, and that's why those of you that are new, this is just a really wonderful technique. Now, this is the bottom of your hoop. This is the top of your hoop. So I'm going to take this garment that I have and say that I want to go ahead and put something. Well, I could do it real simply on a sleeve, but since this rolls up, I don't want to do it there. So I'd put it on the side. Now, again, this is something that you will want to have your markings already put on your garment. So if I had a chalk marker and I put a little X here, you sometimes have templates on the inside of your hoop, and that will show you exactly where the center of your hoop is. You also have markings on all your hoops that will show you this is the center, this is the center. When they cross, that's exactly where the center is going to be. And if you had a template, you could go ahead and put this on there, put the template over, and mark the center place. It's very easy to find your center. And those of you that have the cameras, well, of course, you're in really good shape, because you won't have any trouble at all. Now, when you use the sticky stabilizer and you're hooping, you're going to go from the side out and the top out and the bottom out. Then you're going to do it again, and you're going to make sure that this, let's see, this fabric goes all the way around. Let's see if I can show you so you can see it. See how the outside of the hoop is showing all the way around here? And that's it. Now, I will take a little bit of the water-soluble topper. I'll put it on top. I'll use this little magic tape. The tape is going to go right on the corners. So let me just put a little piece down so you can see it. Just a clear piece of water-soluble. I'm going to tape the corner, and you can have it already cut, or you can just tear a little piece. And I use these over and over. I don't, you know, once I'm done with my embroidery, I have a little place in my sewing room where I can put those little strips. Now, if you can see this, the corners are all done, and now we're all ready to sew the design. It's that simple. And you could do that on anything that is woven. I don't recommend doing this on a knit fabric, although If it's a hard to get into area, you could put this sticky, just put your garment down on it, and then you would want to baste around the hoop. On this particular woven fabric, you don't have to do that. So I hope these little tips have been helpful for you. And again, there are a whole series of hoops. You have to look for them. Hopefully you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you'll see that we have at least, well, I don't know, quite a few of them on all different types of hoops and various ideas for you. So thanks so much for joining us, and I hope to see you next week.